this camera angle, it's just gonna have to work. I'm just gonna have to throw it there. It's perfect. Exactly a year ago today, I was admitted to the mental hospital. That time in my life, I was just really lost. I had a lot of toxic situations. I was in a toxic relationship. I was dealing with family issues. I was also a dancer. So being, someone who is sensitive to energy around you, I was very beaten up by everything that was in my life. It only took about a week for everything to change. It was a very tough time for me. I really did not know how to control my anger. I did not experience anxiety on that level. I didn't experience depression on that level. I've reached my breaking point. So on that night of the 13th, I got into an argument with my significant other, and we were really in a tough situation, spiritually, mentally, physically. Like, we were getting sick. The area we were living in, it wasn't very supportive of our health, and we really felt trapped mentally. And we were just learning about the law of attraction and manifestation, and really how to control everything in our lives, but to also release the control to things that we could not control. Just letting things flow and just getting our shit together. Unfortunately, on that night, I got really angry at some of the things that my significant other was saying to me, and I just couldn't control my anger. So I ran outside and I was screaming bloody murder. I'm gonna kill myself. I hate this place. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Like, I was really losing my mind. And he grabs me back inside. I actually have this from a month prior because I slipped and fell, and it was another argument. I was running to the car and I slipped and fell. I actually got a concussion. I hit it really hard on the concrete. So I think that had something to do with it. And then I fell on my elbow. I actually have permanent nerve damage. So when I bend my elbow all the way back, like, I feel this like tingling feeling. But he grabbed me on that part and it had a scab, and he ripped the scab off. Gross, I know. But he ripped the scab off and I was just dripping blood. It was hurting really bad. So the cops were called by the neighbors, and they come in and they ask, like, is everything okay? What's wrong? We heard about, what you were saying out in the street. We want to make sure that everything is okay. So the only thing that I mentioned to them was my elbow and how bad it was bruised, because I thought it was fractured. It actually looks like it could have been. I don't know what this is. So I told them I need to go to the hospital to get my elbow checked. So he asked me for my ID and I asked him his name, and he says, my name is Paul. Paul is my dad's name. So he asked my significant other some questions, and he says, yeah, she's fine. She just had a little freak out. But I've never freaked out like that in my entire life. Like, I never thought that I would have, so much anger built up and it just explode into suicidal thought. The police calls the ambulance to take me to the hospital. I leave my purse, I leave my wallet, I leave my phone. I don't even tell him bye. I don't tell my significant other bye. The last thing that he said was, can I get a kiss? And I said no, and I left, and I was escorted out of the house. So as I'm on the ambulance, I'm just expecting them to evaluate my elbow, but they take me to the hospital and they get an x-ray done. And also, after they get the x-ray done, they asked me if I want to make a phone call because I didn't have my phone. And I said, yeah, I want to call my boyfriend so that I can get my phone in my purse. And I want to see him because later on tonight when I leave, I would want to make sure that he's okay, So I call him and I tell him to bring my purse, my phone, give me everything. And I tell them, like, I just want an x-ray on my elbow and I want to go home. But they told me no. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what's going to happen if I don't just get my elbow checked? So they take me to this room, and this room has nothing but a bed and a TV. This TV was actually behind this big plastic, like, border. So I thought that was kind of strange because most hospital rooms have like just the TV out and you can access the remote from the bed, but I couldn't actually do that. So I'm sitting in the room and they ask me for my earrings, my phone, my bag, and for me to change clothes. So I'm like, why the hell am I changing clothes? Why are you taking my stuff? And where am I? I was in a different part of the hospital. I was so confused. And they also didn't let me see my boyfriend. He brought my stuff, but they said that he couldn't come to the back. And I knew something was up at that point because of what I said. So they told me that I was on a 1013 suicide watch. I actually had to stay overnight. And there was a nurse that stayed overnight with me. Her name was Anna. And that's my mom's name. Right? Okay, so the police, his name was Paul, and that's my dad's name. The nurse's name was Anna, and that's my mom's name. So I'm staying there overnight. I don't sleep. I only take a frequent nap, and they give me medicine to calm me down and also for the pain of my elbow. I wake up the next morning, and they tell me they have to transfer me to another hospital. So I'm like, why am I going to a different hospital? Where are you taking me? They don't ever answer my question. They don't ever tell me where I'm going. They don't ask me if I need to call somebody. They don't allow me to do anything. So I get in an ambulance. I'm like freaking out even more because I wanted to go home. I expected to head back to my boyfriend. It was the night of our anniversary. And I'm just in my head the entire time on the way to the other hospital. The other hospital happened to be the mental hospital. I walk inside after I leave the ambulance and I go into this room, and this room only has one couch, a chair, and a TV. So I'm sitting on the couch in scrubs. I'm wearing these ugly green scrubs. I have no phone. I have no purse, no chapstick. I always put on chapstick. That is my holy grail. If I don't have my chapstick, I'm very angry, and I just I hate having dry lips. So I'm like, yo, does anybody have any Vaseline? Nobody is seen anywhere. I step out of the room and I ask, someone, excuse me, can I have some water? Like, I'm in here just drying up like the Sahara Desert. Excuse me. As I'm sitting there, this lady comes in and she has a clipboard and a piece of paper. She's like, you need to register. I said, excuse me, register for what? She tells me where I am, and she explains to me what happened. So she's asking me, how do you feel right now? And I said, I feel fucking horrible. I want to go home. Why am I here? What is this for? Like, seriously? What the fuck? Like, my mind is blown at this point. So I fill out the paper, and there's this questionnaire at the bottom that says 0 to maybe 5 on, your overall feeling. Are you feeling sad today? I put the 5 because yes, I'm feeling sad. I want to go home. I was just writing other, like, I just want to go home. Why am I here? And I give her the paper back, and she comes back with some breakfast. There's one pancake. The pancake is cold. You have bacon. I don't eat pork. I don't eat bacon. The bacon is even cold. The grits, hard as rock. They're cold. The entire meal was disgusting. I literally open it up. I look at it like, are you serious? Did you really just give me this dog food? And I throw it away. So I don't eat that morning. I didn't eat that night. I didn't have any water. I didn't have anything. And my face is dry. My lips are dry. I just want something, someone that I know. I want to talk to someone. I want to be with someone. I don't want to be here. So once that was over, I leave that room and she takes me to the part of the hospital where I was staying at in my unit. So I was in unit 4. I was like depression, people with depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, all of that was all in the same room. And everything in there really stood out to me. Like colors that stand out to you when angels are near you. See a feather, a penny, your earrings, or you feel this like heavenly presence. The color blue definitely stood out to me at that time. And the walls were blue. Everyone had on these like blue gowns. They had blue socks. At that time, the color blue was really standing out to me. I would say a month before that, when I knew that the color blue was sticking out to me, it's always been my favorite color. And little products I was attracted to, like I just did a makeup tutorial, so I have like blue here and blue here. Like most of my things that I had were blue, and like it made me very happy to have blue stuff. When I was in New York, I was coming out of my boyfriend's friend's apartment, and across from us there was a mural on a brick wall. It had 3 blue roses, and in quotes at the top it said Bella. Now, Bella is the name of my guardian angel because she sounds like bells. So after I saw Bella in quotes, we get back home, and it was the new year already, but this was also before I went into the hospital. So I'm watching this Ace Family video with my boyfriend, and they are visiting, I think they're fans' homes with like little gifts or something, or they're just visiting them and talking to them. And one of the girls on there, she was asking Catherine and Austin, you know, do you have any advice for any new YouTubers? Like, how should I film my videos? Or like, what should I do? What's the first step? So Austin was saying, just do it. Like, just get up and start filming about whatever you think you should film about. So of course they ask for her handles, and she says, Faith_Bella 123. This may be a shout out, but her Instagram handle was Faith_Bella 123. Faith obviously is the biggest thing I have in my entire life. I've always had faith that things would always work out, that I would be happy again. So Faith_Bella. That was after I saw the mural. And I'm like, wow, okay, so yes, that's when it clicked. When I started hearing all this ringing and all these bells, wind chimes, I just knew her name was Bella because that name was following me. And so when I get to the hospital and I see that everything is blue, I'm like, wow, okay, so here goes that color. Even after the names, my mom's name, my dad's name, I get in my room and the bed is blue. The covers are blue. The little products that they give us, they have like this blue line around it, but they're just like regular white bottles. But the product itself had like blue around it. So I'm not like stressing out anymore. I'm trying to control my emotions at that point because I know like this is God. All of my angels are working together in union, and they are guiding me through, you know, this experience, this unfortunate experience. There's a lot of noise coming from downstairs and I'm not having it. It's interrupting my video. So the first day of me being there, I hate every second of it. Of course, you start questioning yourself like, oh, so they see me like this. I must really be like psycho. I must really be crazy. Something is wrong with me. I don't want to talk to anybody. I am just not complying with anything. We had group sessions. We had game nights. We would go to the gym to work out, like just the auditorium to chill. Like I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to stay in that unit, stay in that room. And which is very strange. I think I have PTSD from that because right now, how I'm feeling, I feel trapped. I think that's what it is. I was just explaining to someone like, I don't like how I feel right now. I feel stagnant. I feel trapped right now. I feel like I have no options, nowhere to go. And as I'm feeling this feeling, I recall being there, feeling that same feeling. And it's so strange how the human body works because I kept thinking, okay, this is the time of the year where I was really going through it mentally, and I came out and I was shining and I was living a very healthy lifestyle after I left. But as of right now, I feel so trapped. I feel that way. So the second day rolls around and I eat breakfast. Now the first day breakfast, it was horrible. I think I was heading towards dinner. So I didn't eat lunch either. I just noticed like people walking up to me and speaking to me and asking me about my day and asking me like, why are you here? you know, what's your problem? Like, not really like in a bad way, but like, you know, what happened that you had to land here? So I started opening up more to them. Like, yeah, I was really suicidal, and I said some things that I shouldn't have said that led me here, but it's a learning lesson and we'll see where it takes me. On the third day, that's when we had recreation, and we were in the gym, and we had expressive therapy. That's when expressive therapy started. And I started being more interactive with people. I started speaking to them more and telling them about, you know, the nurse's name and the cop's name. And I was like, yeah, everything is meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. I'm here for a divine purpose. Maybe to change lives, maybe for my life to change, or, you know, just to heal in this way. I never really meditated at that time. I never really slowed down from being a dancer and arguing all the time with my significant other and not being at home. I craved to be at home. I craved to be here, but I was living partially with my boyfriend because I didn't want to move out fully until we had our own place, and we were staying in a private room just because it was cheaper and we were making fast money, and everything, you know, it just started to fall on top of us. And I really wanted to be home. I was so homesick. And being at that hospital, they took my phone. I watched TV, but I didn't watch much of it. I still don't have a TV in my room here. I only watch Netflix or YouTube videos, or I'll read and write. So I wasn't into watching TV. I just really liked speaking to people and opening up about, you know, how I got there. It was already motivating people, you know, to think differently and to change, because I explained to them, like, it's the third day, and on the first day it was not like this. On the second day it was not like this, because things gradually started to get better. And I really felt that things were aligning for me. I felt that I needed to break down to that point of not being, you know, mentally healthy, to realize mental health is very important. Spirituality is very important. Putting a focus on yourself is very, very important. So in expressive therapy, we were playing this game where the, I don't even know. There's two players up at the front. One has a board where she writes down a character, and the other person just stands there and has to guess what it is by the crowd shouting things out. So I'm standing at the front, and she writes down the name of a character. And so the first person that screams out, somebody just gives it away easily. Peter Pan. I always thought of myself as a fairy too, very dainty, carefree, just like a little fairy, like Tinkerbell. So I take that in and I'm like, wow, okay, so that's God showing me right there. I am majestic. I am different. I am this free being. I'm so happy to be here, to interact, to even have people think of me as being a fairy, because that boosted me. So the next day, or maybe that same day, we had another recreation session, and we were singing karaoke. Now, I love to sing. I love singing, but I can't really sing. Well, I can now, but I couldn't before. And I was just singing my heart out. You know, I'm never going to see these people again. They don't judge me because they're going up there too, and they're just singing karaoke. So why not? I sang my ass off in karaoke. I chose maybe like 4 songs, 4 throwbacks. Rock the Boat by Aaliyah. Hey There Delilah. Just some like random old 2000 songs, like early 2000 songs. And it was so fulfilling. It was so healing. Being able to just be myself and sing, I started to feel better gradually. Now by lunchtime, I get the food. The food is even better than before. It's better than any other day that I had any type of meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It just gets better and better. Even by the time that I left, it got so good. Like, I was gaining weight. I was scared that when I get back home, I'm not gonna have these good meals again. So I started growing feelings for the food. Like, I was loving the food so much. So my dad comes to visit on the second to last day, and We have a counselor and a social worker. And she's like, well, what do you plan to do when you leave here? And I said, my plan is to just better myself. I want to read more. I want to get into my passion of filming and modeling, acting, and just really get out there and be the best bitch I could be. So I'm telling my dad, like, I want to go back to school. I am going to get better. I didn't go back to school, but I did follow my dreams and I did change my life. So it was about 2 days before I left. They did prescribe me pills while I was there. So like, it was helping me, but I really felt my spirit change. I really felt how I was attracting different things, and how I thought was completely different from when I got there. So they accidentally overdosed me. Well, I feel like they didn't accidentally do it. I felt like it was, just testing my dosage. So they prescribed me lithium carbonate and some other pill for being bipolar. I'm not even bipolar. It was depression and anxiety. That was the main thing. And I had to take 2 pills of the lithium carbonate, but they gave me 3. My heart rate went up maybe to like 120. And I'm laying in bed trying to calm down, because once you take them, maybe like 15 minutes after you do, you just go limp completely. Like, you want to pass out. You want to just go straight to sleep. You don't want to do anything else. So I literally jump out of bed and I run out in the hallway and I say, excuse me, something is wrong. I'm freaking out because they overdosed me on a powerful medicine. And I didn't know what to do at that point. I'm sitting down in the chair. She puts the thing around my arm and she's like, yeah, your heart rate is way too fast right now. Just drink some water, chill out here. So I turned on the TV and I'm like, I thought I was going to be able to go to sleep, but I really can't. Like, something is wrong. My heart just keeps racing. I'm trying to do breathing exercises. I'm trying to calm myself down. So maybe in the next hour, it dies down and I go straight to bed. That night I went to bed, I had the craziest dreams. I know that I had crazy dreams because the next day I felt completely different. I felt like a totally different human being. I said, wow, either that medicine rewired my brain completely, boost myself out of there. So that Sunday, we had a red moon and a full moon. And I went to church. I'm not religious in any way, but I still decided to go to church. Everyone was saying, no, I don't want to go to church. I don't want to. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go because I feel the need to pray, but I don't go to church here. So I just decided to go there. While I was there were only maybe 13 people. So we start singing little songs and I'm just sitting there taking it all in, like, okay. Like, I feel good right now. I've never really interacted in church. I always used to fall asleep. I'm just in my own head, just not focusing on anything. So we get into a circle and we hold hands and we start praying. Everyone around in a circle just starts praying and I'm taking it all in. I'm like, yes, thank you. As soon as we get to me, I start shaking. Like, my whole body is vibrating. Now, not in a way like I'm anxious, I have stage fright, none of that. I was just shaking because so much energy was flowing through me and also through the circle as we were holding hands. Like, we all wanted healing. As soon as I started talking, my voice was amplified. I made people cry. I started crying and I caught the Holy Ghost. I caught spirit. I definitely felt that energy move through me. It was so crazy to experience because I've never experienced that before. I have never felt God amplify my entire body and also change the lives of other people while I'm just talking. And it wasn't really me talking. I felt like it was God talking. I felt like I was being hypnotized, to be honest. So after we all let go, we all just start crying and we're just like, yes, thank you. Everything that happened was for a fucking reason. It was for the best reason it could have been, for healing, for awareness. you know, just changing people's lives. And I was so grateful for everything that happened to me at that point. I didn't contact any of my friends. I only contacted my parents because I was really, you know, thinking about them the entire time. Like, I hope they don't think their daughter's going insane. I hope they don't think that I'm not going to come out of this. It wasn't anything bad. I didn't want them to think that there was anything wrong with me. So I contacted them. I'm like, yes, I'm okay. I am a little frustrated. But I said, I'm going to get out of here soon, and you're going to see me, and I'm going to be healthy, happier, and I can't wait to share this story with you. So by the last day, it's actually Monday afternoon, and all of the women come up to me, all of the women in my unit. They know that I'm about to go because I'm manifesting it. I'm saying, I want to leave here. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to see you guys on the other side. I'm not coming back. I'm just going to live my life happily. I'm not going to accept anything less than what I deserve at this point. During that entire week, more and more people were telling me, I'm so thankful for you. You've changed my life. Just amazing things that filled me up. Like, okay, I'm serving my purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a light worker, and I'm changing people's mindset. The director of the unit actually sat with us in our last session, our last therapy session, and said, out of 10 years of me working here, this is the best group I have ever had. I'm at the right place, you know, with these beautiful souls. You know, they're learning and they're growing and they're happy. But don't get me wrong, there were a few people who tested my patience. There were a few people who had, you know, their time to run their mouth. And I didn't stand for it. You're not about to yell at me. You're not about to talk to me crazy. Who the hell are you? So I had my days. I even had my day with the pharmacist. Like, I told her, I don't want to take this medicine anymore. I'm not taking this medicine. Like, you can't make me. She's the one who overdosed me. So I felt like she purposely like slipped another lithium, you know, into my bottle for me to take. And everything just, everything changed. Even with the pharmacist, I wrote a grievance on her because she stressed me out so bad. And then 8 other people followed behind me and wrote their grievances. And I said, wow, okay, so God's doing the work too. We're going to get that lady out of here because she's treating the patients wrong. She's overdosing them when she knows, like, she's not supposed to be doing that. That was the only day with that woman that gave me more than I should have gotten because they have my dosages on the screen. And she gave me a whole extra pill, a big ass pill of something that changes your serotonin. It changes the chemicals in your brain. So she knew what she was doing. 8 grievances on that ass. 8. So she got called on the last day and she got fired. I said, nobody's going to be hurting God's children. Okay, that evil soul, that tainted soul is now out, and she's going to have to deal with whatever is coming her way. Okay, that was her karma. The last lady to discharge me, you would never guess her name. I'll wait. You got it? Her name was Lena. That is my nickname. That is what everyone calls me. Everyone that knows me and my family, my friends, they call me Lena. And I said, oh my God, can I tell you something? Can I please tell you something? And she's like, what? Oh my God. I said, oh my God, the cop's name that arrested me. Arrested? I didn't get arrested. I got escorted. But I was just really excited to share that story. And I actually feel so much better than I did before just by telling the camera this, because an entire year ago, I remember telling my best friend and my boyfriend, I'm going to film a video on this a year from now, and we'll see where I'll be. We'll see how healthy I'll be, how happy I will be, what dreams I've accomplished. And it was all God. I want to start a movement called the 180 Effect. And that's for people who realize that their situation may be fucked up, but they have faith that they're going to change their life with no one's help. This is for the people who didn't have the help or the support mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Hopefully it gets recognized and I can eventually show you, like, yes, I started this movement and now people are changing their lives. So we'll see in a year from now where I am. I awakened in the mental hospital. Harmonious violins, harps playing, and you just smell everything delightful. No, that's not spiritual awakening. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hurtful. Healing hurts. Everything that you learn in life has to deal with some type of pain. And I was in a lot of pain. And in order for me to awaken, I had to experience that. A few weeks after my spiritual awakening, I start gravitating towards more books about law of attraction, crystals, things of metaphysical worlds. Now, the person that I am, the things that I know, the crafts that I have, the creativity, if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be here right now. Honest to God, I did change lives as a light worker, and I'm going to continue to do that for the rest of my life. I am here to change the world. I am here to motivate people, to show them no matter how bad your days get, you will always be able to turn it around with the positive choice, with the one that shows people like, I'm happy. Do you see this glow right now? Do you see my skin? Do you see this hair? Like, I was not here a year ago. My nails were breaking. My hair was falling out. My skin was horrible. I was so stressed. I wasn't able to connect with people, to think logically. I didn't have a hobby. I was just so caught up in the stripper life and having a boyfriend and just being in my own world when I realized that's not what I wanted. That's not what I needed. So I hope this video is going to motivate all of you who watch. This is how I awakened. I'm so super grateful and thankful for everything the universe has ever given me and put me through. I hope that you guys stay grateful. Keep loving, keep pushing peace, keep releasing good energy. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this long. If you got this far in the video, congrats to you. You're pushing me towards my dreams. I love you all so much. Thank you all for watching. Even though I only have, maybe 50 subscribers? We'll see where I'll be in a year from now. I will be making videos very soon about tons of stuff. I just hope that I can stay consistent. Stay beautiful and spread positivity. I love you all. Bye.